Hi guys, I'm Angie and welcome to my channel and welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. Today we're really going to be getting in the spirit because we're going to be talking about all of the holiday books that I have ever read and which ones I think are worth it and which ones I think are not. And so, you know, to get us into the spirit, I do have some cute little antlers to wear. So I will just go ahead and pop these on. I have these and I also have this cute little gingerbread pillow that I have that I like keep on this chair. I think it is so cute. I have another one of these because I accidentally ordered two. So now I have two. So even though I know it might sound daunting that I'm saying we're about to talk about every single holiday book I've read, trust me, it's not like that many. I haven't read every single holiday book. I think that's impossible. And most of these are romances also, if that was like not clear. I'm definitely a big romance reader. It should be in the title that these are holiday romances as well. These are all of the holiday romances that I've read. I'm going to kind of go in chronological order just because I really like chronological order. So some of these I definitely remember better than others, but I'm going to do my best and I will do as much research as I possibly can to let you know if these books are worth it or not. And then also as a little bonus at the end, I will just throw on some books that I think are probably worth checking out, some books that I think I want to check out myself, just so that you guys have some more Christmas or holiday books on your radar. The first book I'm going to talk about is In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. This is definitely one of the books that I read quite a while ago. It had to have been like maybe even 2020, 2021. I read this book a while ago, but I do remember it actually pretty well. We're following a character named Malin Jones. What kind of name is that? We're following a character called Malin Jones as she goes to this cabin in Utah. She goes there with her family every single year. It's like her family and another family, and I think she's always kind of had like a interesting relationship with one of the son from the other family. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day situation where she's repeating this week over and over and over again. I guess like kind of trying to find the right outcome. I gave this book 3 stars even at the time that I read it, and I would definitely say it's just okay. It's definitely very memorable to me because like it's a goofy concept, and while it was definitely a little goofy, a little fun, it was easy to read. I think at the end of the day, I do not think this one is worth checking out just because Christina Lauren never clarifies why this Groundhog Day situation is happening. Like, why is there all of a sudden this like paranormal aspect or this like magical realism? Like, it's never explained. It basically just ends all of a sudden, and you know, everyone goes on with their life. I would be very confused if that was me. I would be running to the doctor, say, hey, I think I just relived the past week like 5 times. Because that's weird. So yeah, I personally wouldn't ever reach for this book again. And I think it's goofy. Well, yes, I think goofy can be a good thing. I think in this case, goofy was just unnecessary, if that makes sense. And then another book that I read also quite a while ago is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This is a book you've probably seen out and about. I see it at Target like all the time. I think at some point it got republished. It may have been indie published when I read it. So it may have gotten republished or something at some point, but I feel like now it is everywhere. Like, I see that book all the time. So it's definitely very easily accessible if it's one that you're thinking about picking up. Window Shopping is a novella. I think it's definitely a shorter book. It's not a full-length book. And it follows our main character who's really kind of going through it. She just got out of prison. So, you know, she's in a transitional period of her life, and she is walking around New York, and she just gets really inspired by one of the window displays at at this big department store. I don't know what happens. I don't know if she applies or something like that, but she ends up working as a window dresser for this store. She meets the hero of this story, who is also the owner of the store, and somehow she gets a job. Obviously this would never happen in real life. I mean, people that like dress windows, especially like big holiday displays, they are you know, they're pretty high up there at their job, I would imagine. But anyway, she gets this opportunity to do this job. Her and the owner of the store end up, you know, falling in love. And I would actually say that this book is worth checking out because it was really cute, and it's Tessa Bailey, so it is very spicy, and I remember it being pretty hot. I remember being a lot of fun. And one of the big things about this book is that it's like reverse Grumpy Sunshine. He's like the golden retriever and she's the black cat. I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. In particular, the hero is a very interesting character. He's like a little flamboyant, and he's like also described as having this like, I think, really thick Southern accent, and I don't know, he's just a really fun, interesting character, and it's such a short read, and like I said, it is like everywhere. I don't know if it's available on KU. It's definitely worth checking to see if it is. Yeah, I would actually check this one out. Okay, and now we're about to get really spicy. We're going to talk about Gifting Me to His Best Friend by Katee Robert. Katee Robert is obviously a very big romance author. She writes primarily erotica, honestly, and that is what this book is. It's definitely erotica. I mean, the title is telling you what is about to happen in this story, but I really liked it. I think of all the books that are in the series, this one is not my favorite, but it is definitely my second favorite. I would read this book again for sure. It's super short and it's super spicy. Obviously, that is the point of a book like this. It's just meant to be a really quick, really smutty read, and that is exactly what it is. Gifting Me to His Best Friend follows a couple and his best friend, obviously, as they are spending the holiday at a cabin. So it has a similar setting to In a Holidaze, which I think you'll kind of see repeated in a lot of holiday books. I mean, there's like obviously no better forced proximity than being snowed in, right? But yeah, this book was good. I would definitely recommend you check it out if it's what you're looking for. And now we're going to talk about 3 books all at once. They're Devney Perry's holiday novellas. I think the series is literally called Holiday Brothers, so it follows a set of brothers. And those books are The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny, 3 Bells, 2 Beaux, and One Brother's Best Friend, and A Partridge and a Pregnancy. And I would rank these books in the order that they are written. I think that The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny is worth checking out. It is a cute little single dad nanny romance, and it's short and concise. It really just like gets to the point, and it introduces you to this world with these brothers. I believe that they are all brothers that are in this like construction family, pretty successful family. So yeah, I definitely think the first one worth checking out. The second one, I don't know. And I don't know because I don't remember a single thing that happened in this book. I could not tell you a single thing that happened. Obviously it has to do with the brother's best friend. After reading the synopsis, I still don't even remember what happened in this book. It sounds vaguely familiar, but generally not familiar, so I don't think it's worth checking out because of that. And then the last one, A Partridge and a Pregnancy, I absolutely don't think you should check out. I remember hating this book. I think I gave it 1 star, which I don't give out that often because usually I will DNF a book. All of these books I listen to on audio, and they're obviously all super short, so I think I just push through to the end. I remember, I think my review was, this was like reading, what did I say? My review of this book was, and I quote, "This felt like reading about a custody battle, but in an extremely frustrating and not fun way." Obviously, I guess a custody battle is never fun, but it was just, I think, a really frustrating book for me. Obviously, it is an accidental pregnancy, which I don't really have any sort of problem with. While it's definitely not my favorite trope, I'm not a complete accidental pregnancy hater, but I did really hate this book, so I don't think you should check this one out. But check out the first one. The first one is probably worth it. The next book that we're going to talk about is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Liese. This is another novella. Obviously, I am a fan of Christmas novellas in particular. I love a novella in general, but you know, especially if it's a holiday novella, just a quick little pinch of Christmas in my day is nice. So The Mistletoe Motive follows our 2 characters, Gabby and Jonathan. They both work at the same bookstore, and they're kind of like rivals. You know, they don't really get along. They both have a very different idea of the holidays and like how you should celebrate them. But one thing they do have in common is they love to work at this bookstore. But then it turns out that the bookstore really isn't doing so great. So basically, I can't remember if the store owner tells them or they come to the conclusion that one of them is going to end up losing their job. They kind of have to fight each other to keep their job, and they try to outsell each other. And it's really fun because Gabby does like a lot of like fun little holiday things and stuff like that. It's a good, quick little book. And while I did give it probably like a 3 or maybe a 3.5, I definitely think this is a book that you should check out this holiday season. It is 1, in a bookstore, which is just like a super cozy setting. And then 2, it has those holiday vibes for sure. There's so much mention of like Christmas and holiday decor and just everything like that. And 3, this is an own voices book. Gabby is an autistic character, and Chloe Liese is writing about her own experience of being autistic. So yeah, I think it's a great book. I think I own it actually. Here it is. Yeah, you should check it out. It's a really cute book. I think it's actually a Kobo original. If you have a Kobo, you can definitely check this out. But if you don't, I was able to buy this like on Amazon. Oh, we're getting spicy again. We're gonna talk about Christmas on the 13th Floor by Liese Jacquot. If you don't know who Liese Jacquot is or what kind of book she writes, she definitely also writes smutty novellas, but her smutty novellas all have to do with some sort of holiday. I think that particular series is technically done, but she has a backlog now of a smutty little novella for every single holiday. birthday, which is just so great. And this is her Christmas one. I've read several of these novellas, and I would definitely say that this one is one of my favorites. It is a boss-employee romance, and the employee in this really thinks that the boss is just like terrible. She just absolutely hates him, thinks he's like the worst boss ever. He's just like kind of mean. It's one of those things. He's not actually mean or anything like that, but that is how he seems to the main character, at least like, from an external perspective. And this whole story takes place at the company Christmas party. The boss kind of like forced her to go to the Christmas party, and things happen essentially. My review for this was Christmas themed 50 Shades of Grey. That kind of sounds like it. And I think from that, I think you can kind of guess like what kind of spice it is as well. I would say this is another one that I think you should check out. It is another smutty little novella. I always think people should check out smutty little novellas if that is something that they already like to read, because they're so quick and fun, and it's fun to see, if you like it for yourself. But I do think that this is a pretty good one. The next two books are actually probably my favorite books on this list, or at least I think that they're the best books on this list. So spoiler, I do think you should read the next two, and also neither of them are novellas. The next two are also both full-length novels, so if you're kind of tired of hearing me talk about novellas, here are some full-length ones. So the first one we're going to talk about is Lovelight Forms by B.K. Borison. This is definitely a super popular Christmas book to check out. I think this is one that a lot of people will reach for if they're looking for a Christmas book specifically, but this is generally a pretty good book. The series itself is pretty good as well. I think I've only actually read 2 of them, but I have a friend who really likes the series, and I trust that it's good because of that. So Lovelight Farms follows Stella and Luca. Stella and Luca are best friends. They're super, super close. It's very obvious from the start of the book. Stella actually runs a Christmas farm. She just recently bought this Christmas farm, and it's like not doing the best, because I imagine it's very hard to run a Christmas farm. But she kind of gets wind of this contest that this influencer is doing that is basically like, if you can show me that your place and the story of your place is worth me highlighting, I will, give you a spotlight. And this influencer has like, a lot of clout. So if she mentions or features a particular business, there's a very good chance that that business will succeed after that. And Stella is after this opportunity. From the start, she is really trying to get this opportunity, but the problem is she kind of suggested that her and Luca were dating and like, I think running this farm together. I don't know about that part, but they're definitely dating. But they're not dating. They're not dating in real life. So to make this thing happen, they have to fake date to convince this influencer that that basically Lovelight Farm is worth featuring. And this book is just really so sweet, and it's just like a nice warm hug. It's a really, really good book, and I think it's perfect for the holiday season. Obviously, you have the setting of the Christmas farm, and on top of that, you have the setting of this small town that the Christmas farm is in. And I would say it's probably one of the better small towns that I've read. It feels, I would say, a decent amount like Gilmore Girls. So at the time I hadn't watched Gilmore Girls. Looking back now, I definitely see like a correlation. And then also the relationship is really sweet because you have that strong foundation of their friendship. And yeah, it's just it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. And then the last book that I've read of this list is 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This is by far my favorite Christmas book, at least at this point. I really, really love this book. Morgan Elizabeth was inspired by Legally Blonde to write it, and I love Legally Blonde. So it was easy for me to get into, but then once I read it, I really just fell in love with it even more. Like, it honestly had nothing to do with Legally Blonde. I just really like the story. Legally Blonde, oh my god. 'Tis a Season for Revenge follows Abby and Damien. Abby was recently broken up with by her longtime boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend works at this law firm, and he has like always been trying to make partner and all this stuff. And if you've seen Legally Blonde, you know what kind of character he is. And Abby's whole thing is she's going to get revenge on him in any way that she can. She does a bunch of other little things, like, she kind of messes up with his schedule and, stuff like that. But the big thing is she decides she's going to sleep with his boss. This opportunity, I think, came to her. I think she found his boss on a dating app or something like that. And his boss is Damien. Of course. He's one of the partners of the law firm that her ex-boyfriend works at. Abby manages to get a date with him, and they start dating. And of course, she does start to really have feelings for him and all this stuff. And it's just a really, really good book. I don't know. I really, really like this book. I don't know if it's because it has like that kind of whimsy feeling that Legally Blonde has, or if because like I said, I do love Legally Blonde. But I don't know, it's just a really, really good book. Damien is fantastic. I think it's just a really good book. I definitely think you should check it out. And, you know, again, it is also, of course, a Christmas setting. It's set in New York, and it's just really good. It's a good book. You should definitely check it out. And before we get to the list of books that I think I want to check out myself, and maybe some that you should have on your radar, I want to give you guys one bonus book, and that is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. And now wait, yeah, that is not a holiday book, I know. But if you've seen the movie, you know that they made it into a Christmas movie. So I think it kind of counts. And I don't know, I don't really want to be the person that's recommending you The Hating Game in 2024 because like been there, done that. But I rewatched the movie the other day, and you know, I still stand by the fact that the movie is not that bad. I think it has some haters, and I definitely see where it comes from. The love interest acting in it is a little flat, to say the least, but it's definitely a good movie to check out. The thing about The Hating Game is it is such a basic romance, and there are so many things that I could see that are wrong with it. I think the biggest being that like it's so boring. Like it's not boring. It's not boring. It's just very plain. And also it's like, I don't know. I see the issues with it, okay? But something about that book and the movie does the same thing to me. It gives me butterflies. It just like, I don't know, something about it. Something about that story, guys. Yeah, I think you should check that movie out, The Hating Game. And read the book if you want to. It's quick, easy read, you know, basic romance. And also, of course, like I said, the movie is a Christmas movie. The book is not Christmassy. The book exists in like no time and space. It's a very weird book. Okay, and then this next list of books are books that I think are worth checking out if you're looking for a holiday read. But then don't worry, if you don't check them out, I probably will. So after 'Tis a Season for Revenge, Morgan Elizabeth, I think, really wanted to, you know, corner that Christmas market. And those are If We Were a Movie and Big Nick Energy. I haven't read either of these, but I think I own them both. And they're also both on KU. A lot of these authors are on Kindle Unlimited. So definitely check them out there if you have that subscription. So yeah, I definitely think those are two books that I would really love to check out, especially If We Were a Movie, because it also has this kind of like pink vibe. And obviously it was named after that Hannah Montana song, If We Were a Movie, which I was obsessed with when I was like 10. And then another book that I will definitely check out, or at least hopefully I do because I bought it, is The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. This is in the same series as like The Ex-Hex, if you've ever seen that. And the first two books in those series, The Ex-Hex and The Kiss Curse, actually take place in this like small witchy town in the US. But The Wedding Witch takes place in Wales. The three brothers that are the love interest in all of these books are Welsh, so it makes sense that it takes place in Wales. But it follows these two characters that attend a wedding, and they somehow end up setting the whole estate that they're at, or the whole mansion that they're at, back to like 1957. And I don't know, that seems kind of fun and goofy. So I think I'm gonna try to check it out. And since I own the book, so I've seen it. It's only like that big. It's a pretty short book. And then I have The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ally Carter. I don't know anything about this book, but I like the cover. And then another book that is not Christmas, but it's definitely winter, is The Winter King by C.L. Wilson. For some reason, I'm very, very interested in this book. I think I heard like one person say it was good, but I'm just very interested in it. I don't know if it's because of the cover. I love the cover. I love model covers, and I think this is just so beautiful. I was gonna say it's an older fantasy book, but it came out in 2014, which to me is not that old. I mean, I know it was 10 years ago, but I feel like that's not that long ago in the book world. But it looks like an older fantasy, and I don't know, something about it. I really want to get to this book. Then I have Christmas in Spite of You by Casey Mills. This is one I just saw, and it sounded good and fun. It had good reviews. Okay, so this says, a neat freak Scrooge and a Christmas-loving ball of chaos must coexist for a week, and the friction and separation that ensue makes the most magical time of the year extremely remarkable in this holiday romance by Casey Mills. Sounds good. So it's like opposites attract. And then I have I'll Be Gone for Christmas by Georgie K. Boone. This is one I added because I thought the cover was really, really cute. Hi, Louie. Thanks for saying hello. And also, it's a sapphic romance, and I wanted that on here. Even though I don't really read a lot of sapphic romance or a lot of queer romance at all, I probably should read way more. I definitely wanted to include this. And then I have My December Darling by Lauren Asher, a Lauren Asher book. I know people love Lauren Asher. I've only read one other book by her, which was the first book in the Dirty Air series. But I thought that the people that know her and love her should know that this book is out. It is technically novella, but I've heard it is 200 pages. She already writes really long books, so I think that makes sense. And then I have Melt for Us by read Molly Doyle. This is for my smutty novella girls, because that's what this is. This is a smutty little white shoes novella. It's by the same author that wrote Scream for Us, which is like kind of the Christmas version of this. I'm not really sure how the two are related. I don't know if it follows the same couples or anything like that. And then finally, I have the Under the Mistletoe collection, which is on KU. These all seem to have really, really mixed reviews, so I would go into these with a little bit of caution, because some of these have some pretty low reviews, which is kind of shocking to me. But it is the Under Mistletoe collection. That is a series of novellas that are available on Kindle Unlimited, and there are novellas by Ali Hazelwood, Tessa Bailey, Olivia Dade, Alexandria Belfleur, and Alexis Daria. So I hope with all of those, I kind of gave you a good list of some holiday books to check out, some Christmas books to check out. I really do love Christmas books. I think that they're so fun. And I was actually talking about it today, how it is so easy for me to get into the holiday spirit. It's like super hot outside. I live in Texas. It's like not that nice, but I still feel like I'm in the holiday mood. I don't know what it is. And then I just really feel like Christmas books kind of just help me be even more in the holiday spirit. I don't know. But yeah, I hope that I gave you guys a good list of books to check out, and let me know if you check any of these out. That would be great. Hopefully I can also check out some of the ones that I said I was going to, because that would be cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys got some book recommendations, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 4. Bye!